there are some dark sides to working in special education. Now, just to give you some background, I used to work for special education for over 16 years. I've worked in group homes, I've worked in schools, I've worked in day hab facilities. And one thing I could tell you is this is not the type of job that you want to just enter in if you're not passionate about helping these individuals. I want to make that very clear. If your goal is to save money for vacation, this is not the field you just want to enter in. This is not one of those jobs where you're just going to enter into it just to fulfill a monetary gain. Because let me tell you something. When you enter this field as a direct care worker, first of all, it doesn't pay all of that well. It's not a glorified, great, lucrative job when you're working on that base level as a direct care worker. It's not. You have to enter this kind of job passionate to help these individuals out. Otherwise, what I'll say what would happen is I've seen stories of people that have entered this field, and I can look at these guys or women, and honestly, I will look at them and I'm like, they don't look like they're gonna last too long here. Because let me tell you, this is the type of field where you will get spit, kicked, slapped, backslapped, vomited on you all type of fluids may get on you working in this field. This is not the field for the weak-hearted. You got to come into this door ready to work, ready for anything to happen to you. Because you're working with individuals that may be higher functioning as far as their mentality, or you're working with individuals that are on the lower spectrum, and they operate off of a low functioning mentality. And a lot of times these behaviors, this mentality comes with behaviors that you may not be ready for. You may not be ready to get slapped randomly. You may come into work upset that you didn't eat breakfast this morning. And that individual may sense that you are not in a good mood. Because believe it or not, these clients, a lot of these individuals can sense the mood that you're emanating when you're sitting near them. And some of them may just reach out and grab you by the collar. They may reach out and slap the hell out of you. I've been hit, I've been slapped, I've been spit at. So all type of things have happened to me within these 16 years. And some people, I'm not gonna lie, some people are not ready for these things to happen to them. I'm gonna be honest, this job is not for everyone. I'll tell you a little story about a guy that I was training with in the school. He was training with me all along. We were doing all of the physical requirements because they train you on what you should do in case you do get into like a physical altercation or physical situation with a client. They sent him to go get a copy from the copy machine. This guy went to go get a copy and never came back. He was never heard from again. It was like a storybook narrative that was going on all around the school. What happened to this guy? Where did he go? I thought, where's the copy? Everybody was just making all types of jokes. Like he literally went around a corner and no one heard from him again. And these kinds of stories let me know, all the years I used to work in all of these environments, that it's not for everyone, and it's okay. So if you're thinking of entering this field, just know, be prepared for anything. Be prepared for anything. Be prepared for random people to walk into the school and observe you. I'm talking about at your worst time of your life, when you feel like everything is going wrong for you. You feel like your students are not listening this day. You're going to see someone randomly walk in with a briefcase and sit down in the back of that classroom. They're not going to introduce themselves. They're not going to say good morning. And you're just going to be like, who the F is this person sitting here looking at me? And they're going to be observing you. And they're going to be having a little pencil in their hand, and they're going to write things down while they're observing you. This is the reality of the special education classrooms, where IEPs are the name of the game. You're going to hear that a lot. Individualized education plans. You're going to hear this term a lot in special education. You're going to see the teacher's frustration. If you're not becoming a teacher and you become an assistant, you'll see how much frustration builds up in these schools. How anxious the teachers get when they hear observation. Observation to a teacher is like an emergency plan. It's just like, yo, all right, let's get this together. You got your pencil? Good. You sit there, don't move. Sit still, don't do anything. Like, teachers start having an anxiety panic attack when they hear an observation is coming. I've been in plenty of rooms where teachers just literally lose their minds because they are so pressured with these observations. You would think it's a potential death coming to the building when they hear observation, because there's so much pressure to do well and perform well in these situations. So teachers literally feel like, this is the day that I've been waiting for. This is the day I want to get over with. I cannot fail in this moment. The thing they don't tell you about these observation days is it feels like the kids know that it's an observation day. So they're like, in their minds, they're like, you know what? I'm going to fuck with you. I'm going to mess up this day as much as possible. Just because I know someone is coming to look at you. And the kids normally don't know, but the way it seems, the way these kids act when someone is watching you, it's almost as if they actually knew someone was coming. And they will act the worst during these observations. They will do the rarest things. All of a sudden, a kid is just going to want to leave the classroom during the observation. Hasn't done it all year. They're going to want to leave on that day. This is what happens during observation days. Your kids just act up. And the fun thing about, or the crazy thing about, when I used to work in the schools, there was a thing they called Fun Fridays. And let me tell you something about Fun Fridays. There was nothing fun about this Friday. Nothing fun. The only thing different they did was throw on a movie, which the kids didn't have the attention span to watch in the first place. But they, you know how they do it. They have to doctor up certain names to make it sound fun, make it sound exciting, when all it is just, you have to do more work to observe and pay attention. Again, if you are thinking about entering this field, make sure you are passionate with working with these individuals. Make sure. Because either way, whether you're passionate or not, you're going to be tested. I remember one day I was with a student, had emotional disorder. She had an emotional disorder with her behaviors, right? And this particular student would never sit still, always cursing, always moving around the building, always getting into potential fights. It was just a whole mess with her. And she was, I would say she was probably like teenager, teenager age. So she normally cussed so much, it got to a point when adults just ignored it. They didn't even discipline her with the cursing. It was just, you know what? This is her. We can't change her. So I remember she referred to me. She said, "What did she say again?" I'm trying to remember the cuss she referred to me as, the cuss word. Oh yeah, here we go. So she looks at me one day. I guess I said something to her that she didn't like. So she said, "Fuck you, Mr. E." And in this moment, I felt so respected by her because it was like you put a salutation on my name at least. Now, how crazy is that? Like, I ignored the cuss fully. I didn't even hear it at this point because she's so accustomed to having a foul mouth that when she said this, I was almost amazed. I was almost like, yes, she respects me. It was almost like a moment of respect based on her saying this because I wasn't used to her like actually including my name with certain things. So she cussed me out, but yet she mentioned me with respect. And it's crazy in the school system, the special education system. Either way you go, the general population or the special education system, it's crazy. You cannot go into these classrooms thinking, I'm just here to save money. These kids will know and they'll smell a scent on you. They'll know when you're not really caring about them. They understand it. They smell it all over you when you come into the classroom. If you come in with too much perfume, it's like, oh yeah, you a newbie. You are a newbie here. You just don't know what environment you walked into. You wearing all this perfume like you're going to a club. Yeah, we got your ass. Yeah. That's how some of them think. And they will chew you up and spit you out just because they know you don't belong here. I've had to cut into in front of certain kids when a big fight was about to break out. Moments like this, you can never be prepared for. Like you literally have to act very quickly in these moments. Like they don't tell you about the principal that's power hungry. If you work in a school in special education, sometimes the principal you may be working for is power hungry. So they want things done a certain way. So if you're not doing things a certain way, they will let you know about it. They will be monitoring you left and right. So when they walk into the classrooms, if they feel like you're too comfortable, you're looking too relaxed, they're going to say something to you. And everybody is like fidgeting as soon as the principal walks in. And kids notice that too. They notice the fear that you may have over the principal coming into the classroom. I showed no fear because I don't fear anybody. You're human just like me. So what's there to fear? But I observed and I saw that some people were, as soon as the principal walks in, they just scared. They got to grab something to make it seem like they're busy. And me, I'm like, I'm not doing all of that. I'm not busy. There's nothing currently I'm doing. But this is the system that a lot of us fall in, whether it's special education or anything else where the environment is always like, oh, you got to keep going. You got to move. You got to look busy. Why are you pretending to be busy if you're really not busy? Why do you have to show that to your employer? Like literally 9 to 5s are about pretending all the way till dismissal time where you could actually be released. Right before you punch out, You got to pace yourself all throughout the day. Pace yourself. You can't finish your entire job before 11 o'clock. Are you crazy? You got to pace yourself all throughout. Slow things down so you can have just enough to do before 4 o'clock hits or whenever time you punch out. These are the times we have to be dealing with. This is what we have to deal with. And the special education system for me was it was just so much to deal with. I made a lot of progress with the students, a lot of progress. But one thing I can tell you is, again, if you are here for the wrong reasons, these kids will recognize that and they will treat you as just that. Like you will not be here long. They will let you know. So if you like this video, I'm actually going to make more of these videos where I speak about my experience. But if you like this video, please like, share, subscribe to the channel. Peace.